we put all the blame on the IRS, and yet a lot of it could be solved if Congress gave us simpler laws that made life a little easier.
For sure.
I don't know that that's going to happen. And when you mention tax literacy, I'm a huge sports fan, and one of the things that I keep waiting to happen is with all these new athletes getting all this name, image, and likeness money for the last couple of years, what amount of education are they being given as they get this money, and what their obligations are to pay and track what's a deductible, what's not deductible? Because we now have, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of athletes getting some sort of money in college, and yet I just don't know if the education is following up on the money.
Yeah, I do know that often they do track down maybe the tax professor or someone to see if they'll give an overview for the students. And for the students, probably the bigger issue that they've got, not federal, is actually the multi-state.
Right.
Right.
Because where are they domiciled? Where was it they earned? Oh, I was playing a game over in another state and did something, and they paid me money.
And the professional athletes know that. They know that if they play a game in New York, they got to pay taxes in New York, even if they're on the LA team. And then, there's just some common things that you hear in the news where the quarterback got $1 million and gave $10,000 to his offensive lineman to thank them for what they do. Now, is that a deduction? And if so, how do you claim it? There's just so many things that, that I just wondered if we're going to hear all these horror stories 2 or 3 years down the road of athletes that didn't go seek out the professor, and all of a sudden now the IRS is tracking them down for that $1 million NIL deal that they got, and they never thought they had to report it because they probably didn't. At that stage in my life, I wouldn't have grown up knowing anything about taxes. I just thought this was the greatest thing in the world.
So basically what you're saying is I have really good job security, right?
Yeah.
I think the more complex the system gets, the better my job security gets.